Hi again. Are you guys ready for your last video? This one is all about chapter books for readers of all ages. I have lots to share, so we're going to just jump right in. The first couple of books that I wanted to share with you are Hey Jack and Billy B. Brown. And I share these together because they're written by the same author, Sally Rippin, and each of these books are connected because Jack and Billy B are best friends, so each character will be in both books. These paperback versions are $4.99. A couple of the really cool features is every other page has a picture. There are less than 50 words per page, and there's also the word art. So the way that these books are written, they're not intimidating for early readers. These books are geared for ages 4 to 7 years old, and these are a great step in jumping into chapter books. You can also buy these versions in library bound, so they're hardcovered for a little bit more, which means they're a little bit more sturdy because they're hardbound. Billy B also has Billy B Mysteries, so it's the same character, but it's a step up. This book is geared for children ages 6 to 9 years old. There are still pages with the word art and pages with pictures, but there are more words per page, and the vocabulary is probably bumped up a notch just to be more challenging. So that's another good choice. The next book I'm going to share is part of our Pet Vet series. This one's called A Mare's Tale, and there are 6 books in this series. Each of these books is $4.99, and these are geared for children ages 7 to 11 years old. It's all about a little dog named Trump who lives in a vet clinic, and so these are kind of stories that he tells about some of the animals that come in for a visit at the clinic. And again, these ones are $4.99 per book. The next book that I wanted to share with you is part of the EJ12 series. EJ stands for Emma Jacks, and she is a young girl who likes to jump in and solve mysteries. Age range for this book is 7 to 10 years old. The paperback versions are $5.99, and there are 4 books in this series. But this is kind of a fun, empowering book for young girls. So definitely one that I wanted to share with you all. The next one is another book that is good for animal lovers. Super cute, Jack Russell Dog Detective. There are several books in this series, or you can purchase it as a collection. Each book is $4.99. A little bit more words than those beginner ones that I started out with, but still there are some pictures inside, and these are just really super cute, fun stories about little mysteries that this dog solves. So super cute. The next one is super exciting. It's part of our Extreme Adventures collection. This one's called Grizzly Trap. And we also have Killer Whale, Bushfire, Rescue, Crocodile Attack, and a few others. And these are geared for 8 to 12 years old, probably because there is a little bit more excitement going on and danger. But $4.99 for the paperback. This hard version like this, library bound, is $12.99. Let me show you and flip through really quick what the inside looks like. So again, a little bit more text, a little bit more complicated reading going on. But if your child is into the excitement, could also make a good read along. So that's one you should check out. The next one is part of our True Stories collection. There are a few true stories in this series. This one's Crime and Detection. We also have Everest, Gangsters, Polar Adventures, Survival, and Ghost Stories. And these start out at $4.99 for the paperback. Again, this is a hardcover library bound version, so it's $12.99. But this is geared for ages 9 and up. And one of the cool things about this book is it is an AR book, so accelerated reader. So if your child is at a school that does accelerated reading, you could definitely get this book and they could take the test on it to earn points. We have quite a bit of books that are AR books, so if you have any questions about that, just let me know and I can try to look up books for you to see. Lots of words, not as many pictures, but lots of realistic fiction going on there. The next one is part of our Luke Challenger series. There are 3 books in this series: Return to 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Return to King Solomon's Mines, and Return to the Lost World. So this is like a new twist on some old favorites with a boy named Luke. and sometimes, you know, he gets taken out of school and he is just led on these adventures. So these would be really good ones. They're pretty thick. And again, these start out at $6.99 for the paperback, which is really good because there's lots of reading to do in these books. But for the you can get a library-bound version for $12.99. But lots of good reading going on. Again, would make a good read aloud. The next one, I love sharing this one because it's one of my favorites. I wish I had had this type of book when I was growing up. These are called Choose Your Own Ever Afters. There are 4 books in this series. And the reason that I think these are really cool is because, let me just show you really quick. So at the end of chapter 2, you get to figure out, okay, you get 2 choices. Where do I want my character to go? So let me read really quick so I can give you an example. If you think Frankie should go to the beach vacation with her dad, go to page 72. If you think Frankie should go to London with her mom, go to page 38. So this book has lots of twists and turns, and you can read it over and over again to make different stories and have different outcomes. So I think these books are really, really fun. Just something to kind of check out. And like I said, there are 4 in this series. They are for ages 10 to 14. In one of the books, there's a little tiny bit of kissing. Nothing serious, just a little mention of it, but worth checking out. The next book I wanted to share with you is called Butterflies, and this book it's a really good book. It's about a young girl named Catherine. She's 18 years old as the book starts, but it goes back to tell how when she was 3 years old, she was severely burned, so she has some facial disfigurement, deformities. And so she's kind of embarrassed about it. She's at that stage where she wants to be like everyone else. But she doesn't let that stop her in her life. She still has humor in her life. And this is a really good book, about triumph. So this was one you should check out. It is $4.99, paperback version. You can also purchase this one as an ebook. So you can download it and read it that way as well. So that's a good book to check out. 3 more books and then we're all done. Okay, this is the last 13, and there are 13 books in this series. You work your way down from book 13 all the way down to the number 1, and it's about a boy named Sam, and he is trying to find the other 12 dreamers so that they can work to save the world as we know it. Definitely have to read this one in order from 13 down to 1. So it'll say book 13, or it'll say the last 13, and it'll have 13 on it, but in parentheses it'll say book 1. So that if you're interested in this one, definitely start out in order with book number 1. These books are $5.99 a piece, and these are a good read. The next one I wanted to share is Conspiracy 365, and this one, 12 books in the series, January to December, so definitely have to read this one in order as well. So a boy named Sam, his dad was murdered, and someone kind of comes up, gives him a warning, and says, hey, your dad was murdered, and you might be next. So Sam is working through 365 days trying to solve this crime of who murdered his dad and try to save himself. So again, 12 books in the series, geared towards ages 10 to 15, and the paperback versions are $5.99. Thanks. And the last book, we made it to the last book, one I wanted to share with you is The Phoenix Files. So this one is about a guy named Luke Hunter. His parents get a new job at this place called Phoenix. It's not Phoenix, Arizona, but it's out in the desert. And so Luke is moved, and he has to make new friends. Well, as he gets to living in this desert town, he kind of notices that some things are off. And so he makes friends with the other children who have moved there, and they try to figure out what's going on. Well, they figure out that this company that hired their parents has kind of something up their sleeve. So they're kind of working to figure it out. This one has a touch of sci-fi to it. So if your child might be into that, or even if you're into that, this would be a good book for you. This one's geared for 14 and up, and this paperback version is $6.99. I know that was a lot of chapter books to share with you, but I wanted to give you a wide variety because Usborne really has so much to offer. I hope you enjoyed all of the videos tonight, And if you have any questions, need any assistance with anything, please let me know. You can send me a private message or post to one of the posts that I have posted on the party page. Thank you all so much for checking all these books out.